start with questions.
Matt, how did it feel out there, and what did you think of some of Coach McAdoo's pre-practice activities with the jump rope and the local handle thing?
Yeah, no, first off, I'm blessed to be a Panther. I'm happy to be here and playing football again, and getting another opportunity at that. But there's a lot of new things today that coaches want it. We're going to do it. We're going to execute it to the best of our ability, and that's what he wanted, so we did it. And I kind of like the jump rope. It was a fun competition.
How would you describe the process of getting the first bit of the install before you're getting on the field and going through it for the first time today?
Well, luckily I was on Zooms with Coach Ryan, and that helped a lot because I couldn't imagine what it would be like if I didn't have those Zooms and I just got out there, because it was a lot. I mean, they throw a lot at you, and they expect you to execute within good reason. So, like right after this, you're gonna go into the dive into the playbook, and whatever I messed up on the film, go over that and just get 1% better every single day.
There's probably a lot more pre-snap that you have to deal with than necessarily you would do at the college level. How prepared are you for that responsibility, number one? And number two, what is it like getting used to doing that for the first time?
It's not necessarily like, so in college it was more of, I had pre-snap checks, but it was only in the pass game. Now next level up here in the NFL, it's every single play, run game, pass game. There's everything. You got a bunch of appendices within the plays that certain plays require more, but there's also the simple plays where you're just handing it off and or you got to check to the other side, which is fairly easy. But it could get pretty in detail if within the playbook.
I wanted to ask, we haven't talked to you since draft night, and a report came out after the draft that one of the reasons you go to the third round were alcohol-related issues and other issues. Can you comment on what those things were?
Truthfully, I don't know where that came from. I mean, it was just one of those things that just got out there. That was honestly the first time I heard that, and as far as that's something I can control. Again, I got picked up. I'm here with an opportunity, and that's all one can ask for.
Why do you think you felt it?
Man, I truthfully, I don't. That's none of my business, and I'm gonna be the player and play.
A lot of quarterbacks have been to the league, and they end up getting drafted to a team that has pretty established quarterback who's been there a while. Here, it's a little different. Sam's got 1 year left on his contract. So I guess what I'm saying is you've got an opportunity here. Was this a blessing here to be picked here, given that opportunity?
Yeah, of course. I mean, it would have been a blessing to get picked up anywhere, but there are opportunities here, and right now all I'm worried about is just getting through minicamp and taking it one day at a time.
Matt, what was that experience like in Vegas where you're in the green room, and I guess you went with your family, you said the second day just back to the hotel.
Yeah.
Was it disappointing, and does it kind of leave you with a little bit of a chip?
100%. I mean, I had the chip on my shoulder before, but it just got even bigger, and it was for sure a roller coaster. It was a bunch of mixed emotions, and when I got that phone call, I've never been happy and sad at the same time. I've never felt that before, but it's definitely a good experience, and I'm glad I went just to experience it. You only get drafted once, and I just wanted to do the full thing with my family.
A lot of people who describe you say you're very competitive and you wear your emotions on your sleeve. I don't know if you agree with that, but if you do, what does that look like? Can you describe that?
I'm just I always say to myself that I never want to get too high, I never want to get too low in your play. When you do something good, remain the same even if you did something bad. But me, I mean, you're gonna see emotion, and that's just the type of player I am. If we do a good play, if we do something that we're expected to do, not so much of a emotion, but like when we do something that's doesn't necessarily happen a lot, like you're gonna see some excitement from me, and if it was something negative, of course I'm not gonna show it to my teammates, but in my head I'm gonna get on myself a little bit and then next play. But I'm a very competitive player, and you're gonna see that.
Can I ask what? Sorry. Can I just ask what influenced that? What
Honestly, it's how I've always been. I started noticing it when I was in middle school, and I would be training. I used to be, I felt like a workout wasn't working, and I used to, I'm gonna be honest, I started crying because I was so mad that I felt like it wasn't working, and I kept going. And later on that year, I was a completely different player because those workouts were working. I just wasn't seeing the progress, within a couple weeks. And season comes along, I'm a totally different player. I can actually run the ball, and this was like in 8th grade. And so, that was a lesson to learn back then, just to not be so hard on myself and just to trust the process.
Matt,
We got time for a couple more. Darren,
Icky
Joe.
said you guys met briefly in Las Vegas. What was that interaction like, and what's it been like getting to know him?
He was one of the first linemen I met. He's a very very out there. I love Icky, and I love his personality. His personality is just bright, and he brings a smile on my face every single time I talk to him because he's just a funny dude. And he's a heck of a competitor, and that's the first time I've ever seen him work was today. And, I'm excited to grow this relationship with him.
Matt, what was the idea of picking number 9? Was that your first option?
No, it was a mix between 4 and 9. I got caught between there. I didn't like the double-digit numbers, and I really like Stafford as well, so I just chose with the 9.
A couple quick ones, guys. Let's be fast.
What were the last 2 weeks after Vegas? Did you go back to Cali? What did you been up to?
I had to go back to Oxford for 2 days to get more of my stuff, move back to California, and as soon as I think I left. I got there. I left on Sunday, got back Monday, and I started training. And I was just training for football, getting ready for Minicamp and OTAs.
And did you have an opportunity to talk much with Darnold yet?
Not yet.
Ellison and David, then we're done.
I just want to talk a little ball, man. How do you think you threw it today?
Throwing the ball, I thought I threw well, but just keeping everything under control and having things organized in your head. Felt like I was everywhere, but that's normal.
Sure.
Just for the first install.
And then how do you think your 7-on-7 performed in those competitive drills and situations?
It was definitely good just to see the competitiveness in the offense and the defense together, and just putting it all together and making it one unit. I felt like it was good. A lot of guys knew what they were supposed to do most of the time.
Coach Slater was saying that he feels like you're a lot closer to being NFL ready than some of the analysts gave you before the draft. Where do you feel like you stand now? How close are you to being NFL ready to compete for a starting job with Sam Darnold?
I mean, all it comes down to is knowing the playbook. If I know the playbook, I'm gonna be ready to play. And as far as getting ready to be a starter, like that's not my. Of course, my mentality is to be a starter, but right now I'm trying to get on that 53-man roster.
Thank you, Matt. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.